Good morning, students. So today we are going to start a new topic, chapter number 15, air around us. Air around us. Okay, so in this chapter we are going to talk about air. Air, mostly atmosphere. Mostly atmosphere. As we all know, for a survival, that means for a survival means for the living beings to survive in any condition, we mostly require three things. Number one, air. Number two, water. And number three, land, or you can say soil. So without these three things, life is not possible in any of the planets. Okay, so as we all know, air is present in the earth, which is also called atmosphere. Hence, other planets also have atmosphere. They also constitute air. Okay, but the thing is that for the survival, oxygen is very much important. Okay, so in other planets oxygen is there, but comparatively it is either low or it is either very high. Okay, so the climate is not suitable. Water is also important. As we all know, without water there is no life on any of the planet. Okay, then land. Why land? Because it provides us with food, okay, and shelter, various things that we get. Okay, that we get means we get food from land only, vegetations, okay, even oxygens and other things also we get it from land where plants grow. So these all three things are very much important for us. Okay, so about atmosphere. So atmosphere means mostly the outermost layer of the earth. So if this is earth, okay, we are on the surface of the earth. Okay, so atmosphere is present, or atmosphere is a thin layer of the air is called an atmosphere. A thin layer of air, you can say a thin layer of air. Beyond that, beyond this area, okay, beyond air, beyond the atmosphere, there is a space. There is a space. That means these all are vacant. That means there is no atmosphere, no gravity, nothing else. Okay, so mean to say the atmosphere is at around 100 km from the surface of the earth. So this area is at about 100 km from the surface of the earth. Okay, and we have layer of the earth also, that you will learn in your higher classes. Okay, stratosphere, mesosphere, exosphere, okay, troposphere. Okay, these all are spheres. Okay, beyond that there is empty, and most of the air they are present on the troposphere. That means at around 8 km from the surface of the earth, 8 kilometers from the surface of the earth. Beyond that there is no what? The amount of air decreases. That's why the mountaineers means those who climbed mountains. What happened? Mountains are mostly up above 6,000 meter to 8,000 meter. Okay, so 6,000 meter to 8,000 meter means 6 kilometer to 8 kilometer. So obviously when you climb a mountain, the amount of air, okay, the amount of air decreases. That means we get less oxygen or less air when we go high above the sky. Okay, and if you go beyond this layer, beyond the atmosphere, that means there is space. Okay, there is no air, it is vacant. Okay, it will take you where no one can predict or no one can see. So this was all about air. And one more interesting thing, that when you move in earth, okay, that means when you move in the mud, okay, your footsteps will be there, but after few minutes or after few time the footprints will be removed. Why? Because there is a presence of air. Whereas in moon, whereas in moon, as we all know, moon has no atmosphere, okay, it has no air also, sorry, no water also. Okay, so there is no atmosphere means moon doesn't have air. Okay, so as we all know that the first man to go on the moon was Neil Armstrong, Edwin Aldrin, and another one person was there, can't remember it. Okay, so Neil Armstrong. So when he step on the moon, okay, when he step on the moon, his step mark is still there. His step mark is still there. Why it is still there? Because there is no air to remove that step mark. Okay, so that was all about few discussion regarding air. Okay, so let's move back to the topic. So first of all, we will discuss about air. What are the properties of air? So as we have discussed in our previous lesson, the properties of water. Okay, same properties of air. So number one, air is colorless. That means it has no color. Number two, air is tasteless. That means it has no taste, otherwise we can just taste the air, okay, salty or sweet or sour whatsoever. It has colorless, odorless. It is odorless, same as the case of water. Air is odorless. Odorless means it has no smell. So we get the smell of other things present in the environment. Okay, but pure air has no smell. Okay, so these are the three properties of air. It is colorless, it is tasteless, and it is odorless. As we all know, we can't see the air, but we can't see air, but it can be felt, or we can feel it. We can feel the air. Okay, or we can feel the air when we are running, or when wind blows very fast. Okay, when air blows very fast, that is called wind. Okay, so we cannot see the air, however we can feel the presence of air. When the air blows, we can feel it in our body, on the leaves of the trees, and so on. That means when air moves, okay, the trees or the flag or other part, they move. Okay, by that we can say that air is present in the atmosphere. So many processes such as winnowing, storms, etc. shows the presence of wind around us. Okay, so we can have various experiments, or we can conclude by looking at the physical factors of the things, okay, by which we can know that air is present in the atmosphere. Even while filling the balloons also, air is there. While filling the tire tube also, air is there. Okay, so this was all about properties of air. This was all about properties of air. Now we will move towards constituent or composition of air. Okay, constituent or composition of air means air is not a compound, okay, or you can say air is not pure, it is a mixture. Air is a mixture of what? Air is a mixture. So mixture of what? Mixture of different gases, water vapor and dust particles. Okay, so air is the mixture of different gases, water vapor and dust particles, and due to this water vapor only we can say that it is also called humidity. Okay, so it is a mixture. So it mainly consists of which gases? So in gases we can write it consists of nitrogen, it consists of oxygen and noble gases. NOBLE, I think. Okay. Noble gases. Okay, so almost 78% of the air is nitrogen, 21% of the air is oxygen, and rest 1% is noble gases. Noble gas means other gases present in it, okay, including water vapor and dust particles. Water vapor and dust particles. Okay. So air is mainly consist of oxygen and nitrogen gas. So in air, nitrogen and oxygen are present in almost 7:1%. That means you can say 2 into 4, 80. Almost 80% is there. So 4:1. In the ratio 4:1. Okay, and 21% is oxygen. So air also contains small quantities of carbon dioxide. So here we have carbon dioxide. Okay, noble gas means carbon dioxide, water vapor, helium, neon, argon, ozone, etc. Okay, argon, ozone, there is xenon, okay, water vapor, dust particles, etc. Okay, even smoke also you can include. So air is a mixture of different gases including dust particles, water vapor, smoke and other impurities also. Okay, and nitrogen is almost 78%, oxygen 21%. Okay, so this nitrogen is either used by the plants directly from the soil. Okay, and rest 21% of oxygen that is utilized by the animals. Okay, even humans also it is utilized while respiration. So air shows the properties of all the components present in it. Therefore, air is a mixture of nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, water vapor, noble gas, mainly argon, and tiny solid particles of dust or unburnt carbon. Okay, unburnt carbon means carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide you can mention. Okay, so this was all about components of or constituents of air. Okay, so let's again have a discussion on that. What does air contain? So air contains, number one, nitrogen, almost 78%. Number two, it contains oxygen, almost 21%. Then noble gases, carbon dioxide, water vapor, dust particles, okay, instead of noble gas we can write the name of the gases also. Okay, carbon dioxide, water vapor, argon, neon, okay, argon, neon, helium, then xenon, krypton, dust particles and smoke. Okay, so these all constitute almost 1%, where carbon dioxide is 0.03%, where carbon dioxide is almost 0.03%. Okay, in that, okay, so this was all about what constitute air, or what are the composition of air. So composition of air, mostly nitrogen, oxygen, water vapor, carbon dioxide, argon, neon, helium, xenon, krypton, dust particles and smokes are present in it. So what are the sources now? What are the sources? Sources means where does they come from? Okay, so various sources of constituents of air are, number one, nitrogen. Where does nitrogen come from? So nitrogen is natural. It is natural. It is present in the air already. But where does oxygen come from? It comes from the natural, that means produced during photosynthesis. It is also natural and comes from mainly green plants during photosynthesis. Okay, then another one, carbon dioxide, respiration by animals and burning of fuel. Respiration by animals and burning fuels. Okay, so carbon dioxide comes from respiration by the animals and burning of fuels. Then water vapor, evaporation of water and respiration of living organism by evaporation and respiration. That means evaporation by plants and respiration by animals you can write. Okay. Evaporation by plants and water bodies, and another one respiration, okay. Through respiration also water vapor is released. Noble gas which are natural, so these gases are natural, they occur naturally, okay. And at last solid particles like fine solid particles, dust particles, smoke, they all come from human activities you can write. By human activities. Human activities means by constructions, okay, by the method of constructions, then by using vehicles, okay, from the factories, from the industries, okay, these all things, okay. That means by human activities. Dust particles and smoke comes from human activities. Even carbon dioxide also comes from the burning of fuel, okay, burning of fuel. So these are all the sources of, what you can say, constituent of or composition of air. So this was all about air and its composition. Okay. So in this session we talked what is air. Air is a natural resources which we use in our daily activities. Okay. Without air there is we can't perform various activities. So properties of air: air is colorless, air is odorless, and air is tasteless. That means it doesn't have any color, it doesn't have any taste, and it doesn't have any smell. We can't see the air, but we can feel it. Okay, we can feel it by different activities. Okay, air moves when earth rotates round the axis. Okay, then we talked about the composition of air, that means constituent of air. So air is not a compound, okay, it is a mixture. Mixture means a mixture of what? A mixture of different gases, a mixture of water vapor, mixture of dust particles, etc., where nitrogen and oxygen are in major amount, okay, in the proportion, in the ratio 4:1. In the ratio 4:1. That means almost 78% of air is nitrogen, which comes naturally. 21% of the air is oxygen, which also forms naturally, but mostly from the green plants during the process of photosynthesis they release oxygen. Okay. Then water vapor by the evaporation of plants and water bodies, then by respiration of animals also. Carbon dioxide, when we respire, when animals respire, they release carbon dioxide, okay, and burning of fuels also. Then argon, neon, helium, xenon, krypton, these are all noble gases. They also occur naturally and it is composed of only 1% of the air or atmosphere. Okay. Then dust particles and smoke, their source are by different human activities. Okay, different human activities like as told, by burning of fuel, factories, industries, cooking, okay, etc. So this was all about constituent of air.